Hello and welcome to Nerdarchy for Nerds by Nerds. I am Nerdarchist Ted, and tonight we're going to play some Zoo Mafia. I am your Zookeeper. You can always jump down to the description below where you can find a link to not only where you can find these wonderful people when they're not here playing some games with us, but you can also find some great Zoo Mafia links as well. You can find the link to the Kickstarter where the Kickstarter follow page so that once we eventually go live, you'll be able to get your copy, your rule set of this. We don't know with the current state of things whether that's going to be physical or digital or who knows what, but we'll figure that part out and we'll make sure we let you know as well. So without further ado, let's dive into tonight's game. So last session, April Fool's Day, you didn't just walk out of Scarborough, you drifted, carried off on strange dreams instead of solid plans. You should have been finalizing the bank job for Al Capone, but instead you woke up, caged, stared at through glass, in a zoo, but not one you would be familiar with. It was Prism City, a place soaked in red moonlight and mystery. There, under a crimson moon, you encountered another gang, half real, half memory, also trapped in that dreamlike purgatory. Together, you fought enchanted furniture with a thirst for blood. You dodged falling dice the size of cars. And then, against every instinct, you spoke to a human. And just like that, snap, you're back. Arthur's apartment smells like a damp carpet and desperation. Outside, Furton City hums like a wounded engine. You've got a heist to plan. The adrenaline's still fading when, all of a sudden, the phone rings. What do you do?
Hombre, oh my god. Oh my cabeza. Turn that thing off. Let me sleep.
What sort of tequila was that?
I don't know, but that must have been the good stuff. Here, let me answer this phone. Hello.
Who is this?
Who's this?
Are you the one from the zoo?
Wait, now, hold on a second. And he puts the phone down, turns around, and says, so, did y'all have a dream about... And then he describes said dream, forgetting that there's somebody on the phone, because he starts meandering and rambling a little bit at times. And then...
Yeah, amigo, I did. And you were there, and you were there, and you were there.
Yeah,
Okay.
I remember. It was something, I'll tell you that right now.
So we've got some Wizard of Oz nonsense going on. I don't actually know if Wizard of Oz is written yet. Oh well, we're gonna assume that it is. The Wizard of Schnoz. There we go.
Nice.
He's a pig.
Who's on the phone?
Oh right. Hello.
So, are you the one from the zoo? I've never used one of these things before, and yet somehow I felt compelled to use it and to dial this number.
Well, that is mighty specific that you had my phone number. Friend, would you like to meet for breakfast? I know a great little place, and gives directions to our diner that we are going to go back to, and that the koala is probably going to spend about five minutes in the back explaining things or something.
Sure. We'll meet you there.
Great. Also, do have a heads up. We have a fennec fox that is very serious about crepes. And then hangs up.
So Tumbleweed, who was that?
We are about to go have a breakfast/brunch date with a very familiar voice from my dream and possibly yours. And Jonas, I have warned them about your love of crepes, so you have my full permission to go crazy. I know you have been withholding so much lately.
I appreciate that greatly.
Which voice from the dream?
Which one was it, Ted?
It sounded like the Jaguar.
It was the Jaguar, whose name has escaped me. I don't know if we introduced ourselves properly or not, but this will be a great opportunity to do just that.
He did introduce himself
as
in the
Alejandro.
dream.
Yeah, I think it was Alejandro, if I remember correctly.
That name is indeed correct.
We
Would
don't have.
these guys maybe help with the thing we got to do?
I'm gonna be honest, Ted,
If
I
they're not
remember
from
from the
here,
last
they
game.
might need money.
That
tell 'em
sounds
that they
very
can-
reasonable.
Do the bank thing with us. They keep what they grab, and yeah. Because we weren't supposed to give a certain amount. We were just supposed to do it, right?
Right.
Okay. Problem solved. We got muscle.
Al Capone had basically told you she's trying to use you to put a hurt on Otto. She didn't care about the peanuts, just as long as Otto doesn't have them.
Alright.
We don't have a great track record with cats.
You know, we don't, but maybe we could start. We've certainly... You know what? Maybe he would make a good leader for him. Since Claw seemed rather hesitant, maybe we could point them in the direction of a new figurehead of sorts.
Maybe, but he doesn't even have hands. He didn't even have thumbs.
You know, that's true. Who knows, though? Maybe there's some greatness there anyway. I mean, lots of great people don't have thumbs. Look at all of the fish in Fishtown. Not a one of them has thumbs.
In Furton City, they might.
I don't know. Do they in Furton City, Ted? Do we have horror movie fish with thumbs?
I don't know if we have fish people in Furton City.
We have mer people.
Lagoon folk.
This is how we incorporate the Sahagan or whatever.
Sahagan. Oh my god.
Funny.
I guess the Bennies it is.
All right.
So off to Benny's. You arrive, and the four that you dreamed of last night, no longer animals, but fully anthropomorphized, just as you have returned to the body that you are used to, are seated at a table, seemingly waiting for the lot of you to arrive.
Holy shit, my amigos, you have thumbs! Isn't that amazing?
That is pretty.
So I'm just trying to find the data. I had it here somewhere. Oh, this is where it is. All right. Oh.
Turns
So
to
the-
Boomer.
the-
No shrimp.
Just the crepes.
So you look at them, and there are again the four of them: Alejandro, Jasper, Flick, and Carl. The sugar glider, the flying fox, the jaguar, and the chimp, seated at the table, clearly waiting. They've got drinks but no food. But they kind of stand up as a lot of you come in. You genuinely see this as like a term of respect, not like they're reaching for weapons or any of that kind of stuff. And they've got space. They clearly expected a lot of you to arrive, so there's like 3 tables clustered together to make space for all 9 of you.
Oh, I think I'm going to order some crepes stuffed with minced shrimp.
Sure. Yeah. I'll definitely go towards Carl. I have an unknown kinship with this chimp, or like I like
We get the 3-piece. I like it.
I mean, it's reminiscent of, well, what I wore back at the zoo. Honestly, I don't know my my way around a place like this. This is, to be fair, it's too much.
Oh, amigo, are you the one that you dressed all the other animals? You're the only one with thumbs.
I can't explain how how we did it before. I mean, it seems like the concept of the Prism City is there, but the memories that we had seem to be fading, but they're not being replaced by anything here.
Oh, that's fine. You'll like it here. Furton City's a great place to live. I know, I'm a transplant too. I came from somewhere else, and now I'm here. It is amazing.
For sure.
So, Flick, dressed in his, stylishly, bright yellow trench coat, says, like, look, you've seen, what we're capable of. It's not like we're pushovers, and we've seen what you can do. So I can tell that you guys are, definitely into something. So, we need work.
Oh, we know just the rabbit to help you out then.
And what's more,
Remember what I mentioned before we left? We got something first.
Oh yeah, we do have a job we gotta do.
We have a need for some muscle and stealth.
Yeah, we could definitely use a lookout.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
just so
like,
you all know, we can trust you because you don't have any stake here. So, and then Tumbleweed will start discreetly, but basically laying everything out for them so they are caught up to speed.
Sure. So Jasper, says, like, well, we have a stake here. Like, we don't even know how to get back to, what would be our home. So, like, we need to make stakes and make it fast. Jasper chimes in, as he adjusts his cap. You need a lookout. I definitely got the eyes for that. And you need something, pounded or shot. These two kind of use that as their specialty.
I mean, there's always opportunity.
So, are we Tumbleweed? Are we doing this? Are we bringing these guys with us?
I think that makes the most sense, honestly. Like, we can trust them. And, whatever caused this to happen, it's entirely possible that someone more powerful than us can help them out. Because as it stands right now, I don't even know if I was myself half that time.
It was definitely a strange experience. And if things go sideways, I believe there's more room in your refrigerator next to King Tom.
Speaking of, we need to really get rid of that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't mind holding that stuff, but the fact of the matter is, I know that every Sunday, what is your husband's name? Jonas?
God, it hasn't come up in so long. It began with an R, didn't it?
I thought so. I don't remember.
Sure.
Well, he'll just point at Jonas and say, his husband makes a real mean casserole, and I always get a plate. And I don't have room for it right now. That's a
I don't know why
upset.
I feel like it was Raphael.
Maybe?
That does not sound familiar.
Okay, well, no, I don't know. I'm sorry. I forgot. I forgot my
'Cause
husband's name.
Wow.
Sure.
It
'Cause
happens.
I think it's worse
It
than the
happens.
birthday.
Husbands are very forgettable at times.
Right.
I guarantee you that if you had an anthropomorphized husband named Raphael and it was anything but a turtle, I would be upset with you.
Yeah.
Okay, so that must not have been it, but I know it began with an R. Now you're gonna get back to me and tell me it was Clive or something, but right now I know it began with an R.
No, there's already two different Clydes in this particular game. I don't think we need another one. So Alejandro, speaks up. So you don't think 9 is too many for a heist? Isn't that going to get a little crowded?
Not if we got everybody doing something.
Buddy, where we're going, it's a nice number to start with.
All right, well, for the time being, you're bringing us in for a job, and therefore, I mean, normally Jasper's in charge, but looks like and with a nod from the Flying Fox, it's like, well, looks like you're in charge, pointing to Tumbleweed.
All right. Well, so first things first, we do need that lookout just to keep an eye and make sure no trouble's coming our way. And that lookout could probably use some protection. So my thought is, depending on how good your chimp is with that piece, he might be the ideal candidate for guarding Sir Madam Flying Fox over there.
Yeah. Carl, the chimp, he's good with a set of brass knuckles.
Okay.
The Jaguar's like, I'm the one that likes to shoot things.
I guess you know your crew better than us, but we definitely need a lookout, and we need some protection for that lookout so they can make a getaway to warn us should something go wrong.
I got no problem guarding Flick.
And then as far as
that gives you an extra talker and an extra puncher.
as for the rest of us, we haven't made our proper plan yet. But I would ask Jonas and Sugar, being that you two are a little more of the thinking sort, do you think that we should strike at day or at night? And do you have any ideas as to your contributions, given that each of you is very skilled in one and the other?
What were you asking?
Me and Sugar.
Yeah. I'm good at distractions. So if we do it at day, I mean, I can put a little show on, take somebody in with me, and we can make sure we have all eyes on us.
I actually agree with doing it during the day. I think that they're going to be all set up and ready and secure in the middle of the night, and during the day when everybody's around, they're going to think that they're safe, and all we have to do is keep everybody looking somewhere else.
And think about it too.
I gotta
about
the Flying Fox, speaks up. Gotta say that's an absolute oddity. And they look out the window at the animals and vehicles, kind of going by. This is kind of a little alien for us. See, where we come from, like we don't do anything during the day but the animals.
You gotta think about it though, man. Look, I get it, but think about, no pun intended, the sort of splash you'll have with the outrageous otter, man. Think about the name we can make for ourselves. Pulling this off in the morning? Come on.
Well, like I said, you guys are in charge. I'm just kind of voicing not so much concern, but just letting you know the way we think.
So I do have one idea that has come to me perhaps during that fever dream we had last night, but just suppose, since we want it to hurt Otto, we want to make it real hard for him to get back what is taken from him.
Right.
So, what if we made a show of getting those peanuts somehow distributed among the citizens of Scarborough? You know, something wild, like running through the streets on a car and dumping the peanuts out the window, or loading them all up in an old water tower and then exploding it and dumping it all out everywhere, and basically sharing the wealth. It'd be a lot harder for them to reclaim it.
That is definitely a different way of thinking.
It would hurt, though.
And it would indeed. I don't know if your Otto is like our Otto, but what if he went on a killing spree just to kill as many of those that he thinks has got his wealth? If you make it public, then he's to know that it got shared. That might prompt the crazy out of him.
I mean, maybe, but here's the other side of it, right? The organized criminals still have to be organized. That's the reason they're not behind bars now. That's the reason the Fuzz aren't on an all-out warpath toward them. They're getting away with stuff. They're being slick. So if we can make it so that they have to just sit there and take it, that's what's going to hurt. And they can't just come out and start guns ablazing citizens in the street. That's going to result in the Fuzz cracking down on them immediately.
You do know that he has done things like that. Maybe not mass killing, like this guy suggested, but he has gunned down entire businesses and portions of streets.
Yeah,
he is.
I mean,
he is taken over by force and is feared.
At best, I mean, at worst, he might hurt civilians. At best, he's probably gonna make life difficult for civilians, shaking them down more often.
Keep the civilians out of it and just give it to, I mean, we could give it to people who are corrupt, or we could give it to the police department directly. Just drop it right off at their doorstep. He ain't gonna reclaim that. It's gone.
Or, hear me out, maybe frame another bigwig, make sure they go at each other. Maybe we can still distribute said wealth, but make it look like someone else did it.
I mean, there's going to be reports. Like, disguises are only going to get us so far, but how many flamingos, jaguars, armadillos, and koalas hang out together?
That's fair. But what if we weren't those things? What if instead, and hear me out with this,
I turned to the other crew.
What if there was a beaver and a pangolin and a mouse or a squirrel and an ibex, maybe accompanied by, I don't know, a bat?
At first,
Do we wearing costumes?
you had my interest, now you have my attention. What are you getting at?
So, to kind of dovetail into what you said there, Boomer, you're already doing this job because you've pissed off one mafia head. Who do you want to pin it on? It's certainly not going to be Otto. You wouldn't want to pin it on Al Capone because you're doing this job because you've already pissed her off. Carlo Hambino has just offered you guys a job, and you're trying to work for Bunny Malone. So who do you want to blackmail? Who are you?
I don't know.
Trying to throw him under the bus.
we go by committee here. I just throw a suggestion. But
right. But just to put, further logic into the suggestion.
it would be probably Hambino if I had to stir the pot in Furton City events, because fuck it. Yeah, I mean, as long as the other three bosses are going at each other's throats, Bunny might be okay. Because we already know we're not gonna be with Hambino, so I'm just fucking stir the pot. That's my 2 cents on it. But again, we vote by committee.
I have a question, Ted. Number one, what does this bank look like? Is this like a bank that is like actually like to Otto's taste and things like that?
It's literally just blackjack and strippers, like.
Because like my thought process is, as a player, right? This is out of character. As a player, Al Capone told us to make it hurt. That can look any number of ways. In theory, if we don't even want to involve the peanuts and we want to just give the peanuts to our new friends who literally appeared out of thin air, so they have no reason to be suspected at all for anything.
But I like
we
Carl.
could maybe like disguise ourselves as a painting crew or something else, and we could literally make the bank look in a way that Otto hates. So if it's very colorful, we could paint it all drab white and gray, or we could paint a mural of Owl Capone that's very beautiful, or like, things that are like weird like that, just something to make it hurt in a weird way, right? That's where my thought process as a player is like, let's do something wild and crazy. Doesn't have to involve civilians, doesn't even necessarily have to involve peanuts. What do you guys think?
I like it.
Yeah.
All right. So are you looking to do like a kind of drive-by to see what the place looks like?
Absolutely.
Well, I'm almost wondering if Tumbleweed, having connections to the banking system, would already know some stuff about this place.
So, Riverway Trust and Savings. Perched on the corner of Main and Crosswell, Riverway Trust and Savings looks like it was built to dare someone to rob it. The stone facade is old world proud, columns like tree trunks, lion-headed brass knockers on the doors thicker than an elephant's hide. Its windows glint with reinforced glass, frosted just enough to make the inside feel like a mystery. Inside the lobby is marble and menace. Polished floors echo with each step, while heavy chandeliers hang like frozen thunderclaps overhead. Teller windows are framed in ironwork vines, ornate and intimidating. There are a few guards, and they, seem to smirk and smile as people, walk by. A mural behind the counter tells a story. Riverway rising from the ashes of the Great Blaze, funded by the people. But every local knows it's a front, a vault of favors and secrets for the top brass in Furton. Rumor has it that Machine Gun Otto's got a key to the safety deposit boxes, the kind of key you don't make copies of. Inside, the air smells of old money, cold ambition, but just a hint of gun oil.
So, hear me out. If there's a mural respecting the history of this place, but it's always been a front, what if the way we disrespect this place and disguise ourselves are one and the same? What if we have Boomer and Rosa sneak in and put paint bombs everywhere? And we explode them all at once, and in the chaos of paint going off everywhere and destroying the mural in the process, we are also covered in paint, and because everything is rainbow at this point, people can't identify what we even are because everything's just covered in rainbows. And splatters.
You had me at paint bombs.
I take a swig off my flask. Sounds like a party.
And we could send in sugar. Sorry, this is out of character. I'm just player brainstorming all of a sudden. We could send in sugar to be a distraction while they plant the bombs. Right? And then we could have Jonas and Tumbleweed essentially knowing the floor layouts and being much better at observation, kind of be the lookouts inside while we have our lookouts outside with our new friends. And we have Boomer and Rosa, and if she wants to, Sugar, go in and get the money when it all happens. What do you guys think as players?
I love it.
think that you have neatly used all of the pieces we have for the table, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, loving it.
So what kind of distraction do we want?
It'll have to be the kind of thing that will, or I should say this in character, it'll have to be the kind of thing that it will draw a lot of attention from a lot of people, so that way they can get everywhere they need to. I don't know if, Sugar, if you're able to maybe make some janitorial disguises so they could seem like cleaners, and then maybe go in as like a rich new patron. We have plenty of peanuts from our jobs. If we pull them, that'd be more than enough to flash. What do you think?
I think we could. I'll probably need at least one person with me to make it look viable.
I could go with you. I mean, I've got ties all over the banking industry, so who's to say I don't have a wealthy friend or two?
Right. You can be my accountant.
Yeah.
And we'll just demand to see the manager. And pull a, I gotta see the manager now, and I'm not dealing with a teller. That'll work.
Good. So, sounds like we have a lot going on. But yeah, I'm here for it too. That sounds great.
Absolutely.
Amigo, just let me know where you want the bombs.
So, Sugar, how are we going to disguise them? You're the disguise expert here.
I think janitorial will work. We probably need to look at the bank and see what kind of janitorial costumes there are, and go from there.
All right.
And then everybody else can either be in nice suits, or that they're doing business there, or blend in type circumstances.
I feel so grifty. Maybe I could go ahead of time and explain to the bank that I just got a new job and I'm about to have my boss come in tomorrow. And I want to prepare them that they need to be very, very mindful of how they deal with this very wealthy client. And I can see if I can spy what the janitors got on during that time.
Sounds pretty good. Yeah.
So, okay, Ted, I want to go in to the bank and scout it out while basically fronting with my magnetism. I'm okay at this. And I am trying to intimidate them a little bit, right? I'm trying to get them to believe that I have a very wealthy client that's going to come in tomorrow and they need to be ready and on their P's and Q's.
Okay. So do you want to, role play out that whole scene, or do you want to just kind of, leave it up to the dice and see how things go?
I like leaving it up to the dice. I think that's fun, and I don't want to take up tons of time from everybody else.
All right. Well, then roll it up and let's see.
Okay.
See how this conversation goes.
One of them fell. Oh no! Here, hold on. I have another one. Let's go. Oh my goodness. So I have triples. They're not good.
Oh my.
I think I want to spend a marker to succeed. Can I do that?
Okay. Absolutely.
I just want to spend a marker to succeed because I got triple twos, and that is not great, Jan.
So what was on the dice? Was it trip ones?
2-2-2.
2-2-2s.
Yes.
So what was your magnetism?
My magnetism is a 1.
So that would have been a 5.
Yeah.
That's good call.
Yeah. Nope. Spending a marker.
Yeah, from a standpoint, this is something that kind of came up this past weekend when we were playing Zoo Mafia. We are looking at spending a marker when you would fail on something where you're going to already lose a marker.
Mm-hmm.
So we're investigating what that might look like too. Okay, you know,
Oh.
it might wind up being you can spend the marker to change the roll, but you still have to deal with the consequences of the dice, meaning it might cost you
Oh.
2 markers to succeed, but then you would still lose the marker from the roll.
Oh.
But you know, that's what playtests are all about. Figure out the bugs and make things work.
Okay. So do I have to spend 2 of them?
No. Like I said, it's in debate, it's in discussion. But so for this game and how we've been playing it for this game, you know, you can spend a marker to change what is on the dice to a success.
Okay. Cool. I will do that then.
So, an interesting question I saw came up in the Zoom chat asking if we still have the limo.
Oh.
That was for 2 sessions ago, right?
I believe so, but I would like to roll if this is gonna happen. I would like to roll for a start of the job ability. Then,
Absolutely.
I mean, you know, let it happen whenever we can. All right, let me just pull that up. That's not looking fantastically poggers. There's also 4, and am I able to spend the marker to say, or I mean, I don't
Yes,
know. Go ahead.
Next session is the last one, so feel free to spend your markers like they're going out of style.
Absolutely, let's spend that marker, man. Let's say we have that fancy ass limo up in here, man. In fact, Jezi, will you mind describing it for us if you don't mind?
Oh, it's that fancy pearl white limo, the extra stretch.
Extra stretch. You heard that, Zookeeper? Make room
I
on the
heard.
street for us.
White rim tires and all. A nice, like, fancy bat emblem in the front. We're going all out.
All right. So you can change that to a success and get the limo that you've been using.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Those are real nice.
So I come back and inform Sugar about exactly what those janitors look like and what they're wearing, so she can make it happen with her magic.
Should not be a problem at all.
You ready, Jonas?
Remind me one more time what exactly this little slice of the deal is, and then I
So-
will be.
We will be covered in paint and pretend to be bystanders while we are actually looking out
Oh, yeah.
for
Okay.
our comrades who are sneaking in the back.
Okay. We're getting changed in my fur. That's why I blocked that out of my mind. All right, I'm ready to go.
Yes. I'm very sorry. Actually, before we go, I will buy shampoo ahead of time.
I appreciate you very much.
And I will just have, like, one of those, like, industrial, like, depression size soaps. For a big bath.
And so the lookout and the button are going to be outside, trying to pay attention. Do they have some kind of signal to let you know if something's afoot?
I imagine Jonas was going to go back to tell them.
I would imagine if I have a little bit agency on Carl, I would imagine he pulls out a banana that he has ready and starts peeling it. That's a signal for, hey, things ain't
Well,
looking good.
he's supposed to be inside. Outside is supposed to be Flick and Alejandro. Jasper and Carl were supposed to be inside, from what I remember of the original plan.
Well, Carl will let you say, hey, hurry the fuck up. Like-
What do we got to do to make this plan happen, Zookeeper?
I was asking if, is there a signal from outside, from either Alejandro or Flick? If they see something, how are we letting you know inside that there's something going on, something fishy?
Fire a gun. It draws attention.
I think Flick has a flare gun.
Okay.
So I think I used it to set things on fire previously.
Oh, very fitting.
Is there a game or a session where you're not setting something on fire, Dave?
Not usually.
So, okay, what do we have to roll then, Ted? Who's rolling what?
All right, so who's rolling in as the the money bags?
That is Sugar
Me.
and me.
All right, so Sugar starts spitting. Convince everybody that you are this super wealthy prima donna.
Well, before any bonuses, I have a 9.
Okay.
So that puts me at a 12.
Okay, that is a crit. You have absolutely sold the sizzle. You are dripping in peanuts. Are Jonas and the others all dressed as janitors?
No, I think me and Boomer are dressed as janitors, and the others are blending in with the rest of the bank customers.
Okay,
is that
All
correct?
right, so then,
Yes.
So then, what we're gonna do is, how about my janitors? You tell me how you're selling your disguise. Are you trying to be unobserved? Are you trying to act properly like the role? You tell me what stat you're rolling, and convince me.
Well, I imagine it's a magnetism. I mean, it's to start spitting, essentially.
To me, check it out. I'm robot. I am the janitor. I am going to use my awareness to look at the debris everywhere and start just cleaning it up. Then I'm gonna occasionally check a clipboard here and there, and be like, just cleaning up areas of the area, using awareness to spot filth.
All right, let's roll it up.
Brother, I'm gonna have to spend the marker, believe it or not. Awareness is my best stat, but my dice don't like me today. I've been rolling too good for too long.
Sometimes that's how it goes. But markers are a resource for that reason.
Yeah. My dice are like, nah, not today.
So what do you got there?
I got an 8.
You got an 8. So what about this janitor is not properly selling the scene that is drawing the attention of somebody of importance?
Well, I wouldn't say it's that per se. It is success with a consequence, and I think what it is someone who knows me is in the bank.
Okay, who is here in the bank?
I'm gonna make it my abuela.
Your abuela is here.
Yes.
Okay, all right. That's interesting that she would travel, to another section of the city to go banking.
But for her e-haul, she'll do anything.
What if they're offering a promotion and you get like a toaster or something?
Yeah.
In fact, that's got to be what's going on. I love that. So you can actually see that there is, behind the counter, there is a handful of toasters, and you are watching, as the lines tick down. People are passing over peanuts that are then counted, and paperwork is filled out, and people are leaving with their free toaster. As you look around, you do see a handful of people that are handful of guards that are here, that are stationed sporadically around this open area, one of which definitely seems to stand out. You don't know them, but this goose has got quite a stern look, and she seems to be like looking intently at every single person that is come through the doors, and everyone that's if the door's not in use, it's cycling from person to person and inside, just looking for whatever kind of troubles might be there. What is the next phase of your plan?
Don't we gotta plant some bombs?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. As I go about with my, I guess, trash bin, I'm just like, digging into a little bag, and like maybe behind a plant, acting like I'm dusting it up or something like that, like areas where it's close to the painting, and sporadically about. Probably where the teller's glass, like, just paint that up too. A little bit of a screening effect.
Sure.
Excuse me, sir. I'm just gonna get that behind you as I take my broom and.
So what is the signal for when to release the bombs, or are they on a timer?
I think they're gonna be on a timer.
Mm-hmm.
So slide to plant bombs.
No, I think the one role that you guys had for for acting like the janitors, like if you're just putting them down, within the role of being a janitor, I don't think there's a role necessary unless you really want to see what the dice say.
Nah, I'm good.
I'm fine with that, but thank you for asking.
So at the time that the bombs are supposed to go off, where is Sugar expected to be?
I'm probably at the teller's office. So, I mean, I'm gonna be like kind of front and center.
Yeah, the idea is to catch us in the bombs.
Yeah.
So that we get covered in paint and look like just like everybody else.
All right, so the bombs go off. Paint splatters everywhere, and everything goes absolutely hog wild. The tellers begin to kind of freak out. The customers that are there begin kind of panicking and screaming. A handful of people begin running for the door, and a massive honk takes all of you by surprise as the aforementioned goose begins kind of squawking away. What's your move? What do you do?
I'm gonna go silence Mother Goose.
Can I assist with that? Because I'm disguised as an old man who is caught up in all this mess, and I think it'd be totally within the realm of possibility for me to slip and accidentally thwack my cane in a direction. I don't know if I can help Rosa with his things doing that or not, like distracting her or even hitting her on the head or something. I don't know.
That's called break it up.
Yeah. So, what do I roll for that?
Wild.
Wild. Oh, that's a good roll too. Okay, so there's no doubles, but I got a 5 and a boss, so it doesn't matter. The boss is moot. But so that's 11 plus 3 is 14.
Oh,
All right. So you will give Dave a +1.
Nice. Well, I only have a straight razor on me, so I guess I'm using that.
Okay.
oh.
Well,
Jesus Christ.
I have doubles. That's a 7 with doubles.
So maybe it should have been the other way around.
Oh, it absolutely should have been.
Oops.
Oh
well.
So
Too late now.
you come in and your straight razor, comes in at this goose. The gooses sees Arthur coming, and the hands come up, and Arthur, you realize as you draw this goose's attention, the stance that she makes is someone who has done significant combat before, and while you've completely drawn the attention, Rosa comes in and slashes, and you realize underneath the jacket, there seems to be like some kind of metal plating or something, because you hear as the flak jacket that she's wearing stops the straight razor from hurting at all. As you slash at her, she just kind of gestures back, and one hand comes and catches you on the shoulder for 2.
Ow! Amiga, you're tougher than you look. Tumbleweed, I think this one is all yours.
Sweetie, I don't crack under pressure. I honk louder.
And with that, I will begin trying to distract her and assist Tumbleweed.
Sure.
All right. Here we go. Oh my gosh!
Well, that's a 12 to assist.
I swear. Okay. I got all 6s.
Oh.
I got all 6s. No bosses, but all 6s.
You should just trade in that marker right now for a wallop.
What does that do?
3 points of damage.
Bet. So that would be 5 total to her.
Plus the one I just
Alright.
gave you for a forward.
Oh yeah, so 6.
All right, so you come in for 6, and you pop her square across the jaw, and her head flails back. She's still standing, but you can see that she definitely you definitely got a solid hit on her. You don't know how many more of those she could take.
Okay.
Ah,
Does Joey
Amiga,
see this? Please?
Amiga, maybe you should have stuck to the nursery rhymes.
Sorry.
Here, 1 second.
I just took at least 2 points of psychic damage IRL.
So I'm picturing a Canadian goose because they are everywhere here and they are deplorable creatures.
So you realize that when she gave out a honk, the other geese in guards uniforms kind of begin moving in your guys' directions, you see that there are three other geese that are there.
All right, Tumbleweed, you keep playing with Mother Goose. I will handle these three.
So, I haven't made an action or move just yet.
Sure.
Correct. So, just recenter me, please, Ted. What exactly is the primary objective? Is it just to cause a ruckus, or is it to?
I think we're trying to
steal
rob the
something?
bank.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it wasn't just to fuck with them, right?
Yeah. So the rest of you guys should be trying to like stick them up.
So while this kerfuffle is happening out there, oh no, look at that guy. The moment the door opens, can I just slink in? Kind of, I'm like, oh no, what's this? I have nothing to do with this.
What door are you talking about? No one mentioned anything about a door.
Oh, I thought I heard a door open to like have more geese come out.
No, they were already in the room. I had described that there were several guards stationed around, watching what was going on.
Can I spot out the area to go into the back of the vault?
Sure. Give me put your peepers to work.
I'm gonna have to spend another marker. My dice hate me today. Yeah, I'm gonna have to spend it, my guy.
All right.
As much as I love, rolling like garbage, I can't keep doing this. So,
you realize that there are three doors off of this chamber. One leads to public restroom. One leads to the teller windows, and one leads directly to the vaults.
Going to the vault room.
All right. What is Jonas and Sugar doing?
I'm gonna start being really dramatic because my dress is completely ruined. And try to see if I can get any more attention on me.
Man, I want to offer some support on that and start exclaiming about the fabric and this is never going to come out and and making a big deal about how expensive the fabric was to begin with because this is unacceptable. Did you know that this is a designer and first edition, whatever clothing first edition is? I read, I don't buy clothes.
All right. So this sounds like Jonas is doing a break it up. So you're gonna roll start spitting, and you're gonna assist.
I have 9.
9. All right. So Sugar gets a +1 to your magnetism roll, and if they're not successful, the consequences fall to you.
11.
An 11. All right, so it's a success. There's a handful of people, bank employees included, that are brought into the conversation, but there is a boxing/wrestling match going on off to the side dealing with the paint explosion. So I think that is drawing just as much attention, as geese are flocking to the scene. So after your resounding crack there, Arthur, she responds in kind, and she brings one up underneath your jaw for 2.
For one.
For 1, yes.
And also that Arthur will scream, "I'm a patron! How dare you assault me? I was slipping and sliding on this paint." And I'm trying to convince everyone else that I'm innocent and that I am now defending myself against a brutal, savage goose.
Don't try and pull that on me. You started this.
You started it, ma'am, young lady. Have some manners. Whack.
I'm gonna chuck a stick of dynamite at the 3 incoming
Oh dear,
goose.
that might not work. You know what? I don't want a consequence. I'm gonna burn another marker.
Well, I have a question about the paint in particular.
Wait,
It's flammable.
I don't have to burn a marker. That's 7 plus 3. That's 10. So I was thinking that was not gonna work, but it does work.
Mind your
All
mouth.
right. So you do 2 with that.
Yep.
Okay.
I have a random question, Zookeeper.
Yes.
Would this paint so happen to be flammable?
Oh no!
If you yes, if you put some kind of fire, this entire room and everyone in it are going to go up in flames.
I just figured I just asked that question for the general, just inquiring, you know, just saying. But thank you for letting me know that.
So Ted, you thought there was going to be 13 sessions. There's actually going to be 12, courtesy of Carlos.
I didn't do any. I just asked a
I
question.
think what he's trying to say is that Rose is about to throw dynamite, and everybody in this room is coated in paint that's quite flammable.
But
Let it
Rosa don't know nothing about that.
Let it be known, Zookeeper, I walked into the next room.
Okay.
I'm just making sure we are on the same page here, buddy.
Well,
All right.
that's an 11 with doubles and the neutral boss showing.
Doubles with the neutral boss is going to be success with everyone gets a +1 forward.
On the marker, make it extra damage.
Which I will immediately convert that to damage.
All right.
I was
So-
joking.
Let's see here.
We all gonna die.
It'll be
Oh,
fine.
not everybody's going to die.
You're right.
I'll be fine,
Our
I
friends
guess.
from the other world are just gonna be banished back to their world. We're following D&D rules here, right?
They get isekai'd back, yeah?
I don't think they're demons.
All right. All right. So your dynamite does 4 damage.
Yes.
So the three geese explode into pieces, and as the explosion goes off, the paint that is now coated all over the place erupts into flame, and this entire room goes up in an absolute inferno. Now, I did describe that a lot of it was stone and wrought iron, so it's not a ongoing flame, but everyone takes 2 points of damage in the room,
Oh man.
and that does include your abuela, Dave.
Oh, I know. I'm like, no, Abuela! And I rush to her and try and get her out of here with her toaster.
She toasted it, man.
Gotta have the toaster. So the geese die, a couple of the patrons die, a couple of the tellers die. All of you guys take a little bit of damage.
That's how you send a message.
Inquiry. 1, do I take the damage?
You do not. You do not.
What do I hear in the next room?
You hear a massive explosion, a gout of flame. If you've ever heard the sound of someone lighting a fire that's already been doused in propellant, that whoosh sound, followed by intense amount of screaming.
Wow, they're really giving them a wallop in there.
I'll say that an extra added benefit, because you did cause that extra damage. The painting that was on the wall that was celebrating its foundation is severely damaged.
Okay. Best sound effects. Okay, so I guess the next task I have before me is opening this damn safe as a non-safe cracker.
Yes.
Alrighty, no problem. Describe it to me, if you don't mind.
I mean, it is the traditional, vault with the big, like
Damn it!
captain's wheel. Yeah, I don't know what that thing is specifically called. But it's got the
helm.
Well, yeah, on a ship it's called a helm. On a vault, I don't think it's
It's the safety helm.
Where is Dave's other character, the Dick Tracy sugar glider right now?
Outside
They're
looking
outside.
on in horror.
Alejandro and Flick are outside watching in horror as what should have been a smooth running has turned into absolute batshit bonkers.
This is smooth running for us. I don't know what you're talking about.
It is.
Fair. Out of curiosity, there would also have to be a bit of rope.
Rope?
Rope.
No.
No. Okay.
What about the curtain
Why would there be
cord?
rope?
I mean, maybe I could jerry rig some big sacks of cash into some. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out a way that I can tie literally the vault into something outside, maybe something vehicle shaped. Then use said vehicle, maybe not the limo itself, maybe a bigger trucky like vehicle to yank it all out.
If only you had a safe cracker on your team.
If only we had a safe cracker. Do we?
Our safe cracker is outside. It's Flick.
No,
Flick is the lookout.
Rosa.
Flick is the lookout. Safe cracker is Dave.
Yeah.
Oh right, Rosa.
And he's on life support right now. He just blew up. Alright, cool.
He took 2 damage. He's fine.
Fine. Well, 2 more damage.
So
but
he
I'm
needs
fine.
to go back there with you. I've already got this. I think this goose is probably down actually because she just took 2 damage from the dynamite, right?
Alright.
She did.
I hear
Well,
the
she took 2 damage from the flames.
Yeah, and then she took 2 damage from me.
Oh.
So that's
Yeah.
so that's 4 plus 6. That's 10. Is she still up?
She is still up. She's
So-
not looking good.
Gosh.
So what I'll do is like this. Hearing the explosion, I need Rosa. Go back outside. What the fuck happened here? Yeah. Look for a burnt flamingo or burnt feathers. If I can smell them.
And to be fair, she took 7, not 10.
You beautiful bastard, get over here.
She's like me.
She's
I
like-
see.
She's
So-
she's a tough. It should have been known in the fact that she took a bona fide boxer stance. That she knew what she was doing.
Okay, knuckle crack bet. We're gonna take our revenge on every goose that I have ever had a problem with in real life. Let's go.
So what I'm gonna use
many-
my turn. I'm gonna use my turn to run back, pick up this burnt flamingo, get them to work. Instead of causing fires and shit.
All
What
right.
is it, what is it, amigo? What do you need, Boomer?
You work, save, make a crack.
Oh, I see, senor. I figured you would just grab a car and maybe pull it off with with your driving skills.
Look, I thought so too. Look at that, John. Ain't going nowhere. We need it cracked.
Well, I will see what I can do. Let's get this done. Why did you stay here with my abuela though? She looks like she got a little.
Hey, pay attention. I'll get her inside the car. You keep working, my guy. Okay, cool. Thank you. And that's my turn.
Okay.
That's a 9 to open a safe.
All right, so I think your consequences is going to take you two rounds to get in.
Yeah. Oh, this is a really good quality save. Maybe all this heat too was not so great for the inner workings and mechanisms, but we'll do our best.
All right, so what is Tumbleweed doing?
I think actually,
Mute it.
Jezi and Robin still have to go because they've only had one action so far, and I've had 2.
Oh, they've been causing a scene. Do you guys want to do anything different? You want to run for your life?
Well, now that the fire has broke out, I will assist in taking Abuela outside because she looks like a feeble old woman. She's not.
Yeah, she's barely clinging to life.
She's barely clinging to life. Okay.
Yep.
I will get her outside for when the police come.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's going to happen. Yes.
There are plenty of people who have just like completely run. There are a handful of bodies that are no longer moving.
Can I stabilize her before we move?
Sure.
Is that a thing? Do I need to roll anything?
Nope. You give care. Let's see, what is it? What is it officially referred to as? You administer first aid. You can do it, once per scene. So you get her sitting comfortably outside, where there's not the paint fumes nor fire smell. Fresh air helps. She's coughing it up.
I just came back. Was that the abuela?
Yes.
I was gonna ask her if she could use a shotgun. But dang, I'm sorry that's the turn of events.
Alright, so back to you then, Arthur.
Okay, so player-wise, I am just beating the ever-loving tar out of this goose.
Sure.
But Arthur-wise, he's trying to make it look like self-defense and accidental, and I don't want to kill her. I want to knock her unconscious, and then drag her body through the paint and outside to safety, so that way then people can see that the attacked armadillo also saved her. So that way I'm less of a retaliatory target later.
I think it's all fine as long as you yell "stop resisting" as you beat on her.
I'm sorry, I'm not a member of. Let me shut up. I was going to say something very political. Let's shut up.
All right, yeah, let's not use this stream for that.
So I have doubles.
Okay.
I have double threes. I also have a boss. It is the neutral boss. So that's 9 base, and I'm rolling wild, right?
Yes.
So plus 3, so that's 12. 12. Because I got a boss, which is a 6, plus a 3, and a 3 on the enemy boss.
Oh, okay. All right. So that's a crit with the doubles and the neutral boss. Neutral boss, everyone gets a +1 forward, and it's a good thing that you called it out that you're trying to knock her out. Otherwise, you would have knocked her block off.
Okay.
So what I'm going to say is you go in for a body shot, and you realize that the flames have kind of destroyed the flak jacket. You watch as the the pieces of metal are like falling out of this jacket, and you see an opening right under the sternum. So you come in and you just blast the air right out of her, and as you saw before, like she can open her mouth pretty wide to let out a honk, but she and looks like she was gonna honk again, but she just slumps in your arm, into the fist, and then collapses to the ground.
Okay, so now I'm just gonna drag her through the paint, out the doors, down every single one of those marble steps that I know exists in this very extra bank. And then kind of like toss her to the nearest police officer / fireman that I'm sure has arrived.
I mean, it has only been like maybe 90 seconds or less since all of this started. So surprisingly, no, there is not fire nor ambulance. Though you can hear the sirens. Nothing is here yet, and that's good because you're still in the middle of a heist.
We're very efficient goofballs.
Yes. So I am going to distance myself from all of the chaos by pretending I was a bystander and that I saved this goose's life.
Okay.
And I'm essentially going to tell the cops that I slipped, she assaulted me, a fire broke out, I saved her life. After your crit gave everyone a +1 forward, and I'm gonna give you a +1 forward for your action. So for the scene, let's give a start spit and roll on this acting situation of bystander. I have an 8. That's after my modifier. I'm not good at start spitting.
Okay, so that's
Consequences.
that's dice plus modifier +2 is an 8.
Oh wait, +2. I lied. It's a 10.
Because you have a +1 forward from.
I have 7
your roll.
plus 1 is 8, plus the 2 for the 2 forward.
All right, so that is a 10.
Okay, I'll take it.
Through acting with emergency response teams, at least for the time being, they're all going to believe that you are absolutely legit in what it is that you are supposed to be doing.
Cool.
Or what you are claiming to be.
Cool.
So all right, let's focus fire for a couple of rounds on what's going on with this safe.
So I guess once I finally get it open, me and Sugar and Jonas will go in and start loading up some sacks.
Sounds good to me.
So
I'm
do you
gonna
have
stay
like
outside with a blade.
Oh, and was there some of
Abuela?
the NPCs are in there too with us, right?
Yes, so
The other crew.
you've got Carl and Jasper to. It's not that Jasper's big enough to do a whole lot, but Carl certainly is.
Yeah.
So they're able to get this out the back to where you've got the car stationed. So let's commit a caper, and I assume that Rosa's gonna head this up.
All right.
That's a 10.
All right.
Actually, an 11, but who's counting?
10 and 11 are the same thing in this game. So you manage to hastily do this. Some people remain out front to be a distraction and talk to the police officers. Some people get in the vehicle and make a getaway. Who is remaining in what direction?
I'm assuming I'm driving the getaway. I hope.
I will also be going in the car as well. I think anyone that came out with sacks of peanuts should probably go in the car.
I know Sugar mentioned that they were going to be with Abuela, but what's up with Abuela?
She is
Yeah, I mean-
alive, but and stable, but not in great condition.
Okay, I'm gonna wait until she has like a medic with her before I leave.
The car can wait. Keep it warm.
Say that again.
I'm gonna wait until she's got some like a medic or a police officer with her before I leave.
Okay.
And just kind of, I want to also listen and make sure that people aren't like putting blame on specific or hearing who they're blaming while we're out here waiting.
There are all kinds of theories going on, or going around. You know, the gathering. You know, some are trying to blame it on Mafia. Some blaming it on disgruntled customers. Some are just making up wild accusations, but nobody seems to know, like, after, like, no one knows where the paint came from, let alone like what the aftermath is. There's all different kinds of stories. It's utterly wild what the collected statements are being made to the attending officers.
Perfect. That's what I needed to know. So I will go ahead and start walking around the building.
So eventually you guys, do you make your way back to Arthur's apartment? Do you guys have an assigned meeting point of where you're looking to go after a big job like this?
Yeah. So a stretch limo, according to Arthur, is not very inconspicuous. So we just don't park it out willy fucking nilly up in the apartments. We park it out in some other area. Then maybe we catch public transit or some fucking shit back. Wait, actually no, I'm a driver and I can hack shit. So we park it off somewhere where it's not going to be missed, right? If need be,
Okay.
I will carjack another car or something and then drive that back to our location. We definitely cannot be seen or heard from. I don't want to bring this shit back to where Jonas is at because
I appreciate that.
they will fuck me up if I do not. If I do, it's like I'm not just hey God, yeah, no.
Because
no.
Raphael, apparently it was Raphael, and he is not in fact a turtle. Would not appreciate it.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
I stand corrected, but I am disappointed.
Yeah, you should be. I really wish I would have thought about making him a turtle. I didn't.
And,
Or just giving him a different name, so that's not Raphael.
Well, in my head, I spelled it with an F, and it made it a different name. So
Oh, well, it is what it is.
That headcanon can be tricky. Rosa is very distraught over the fact that his Abuela may die or may live. Not sure which one is more distressing and terrifying.
that is a very 70s joke.
yeah.
She did
Like,
get her
so-
toaster, so she's probably in a better mood than if she didn't.
That's true.
So the question is, did you bring her toaster with you, or is that left with her to get taken to the
She's
hospital?
She's clinging to it.
Yeah, she had it when I left her. And I'm also gonna relay the information of all the different versions of what people were saying.
Yeah.
Pretty
Awesome.
sure if anyone tries to take the toaster, they get beat with her shoe.
All right. So the new crew is kind of silent. You know, the lookout that were outside, you know, Flick and Alejandro, you know, they just said that, you know, they didn't get into the vehicle. There's only so much space, especially, you know, with the loot and what have you. You know, so they went to wherever your agreed meeting point, you know, is set to be. What is going through Boomer's mind as you are driving away from this scene, you know, changing vehicles, you know, stashing the limo at Joey's place?
Not a day in the war zone, I guess.
You know, you saw the carnage in the bank. You know, many employees and citizens that had nothing to do with, you know, the Mafia war now, you know, burnt, dying, or dead. Does that change any status of this lifestyle for you?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So, another day, another bomb, people getting hurt.
So, Arthur, did you get into the vehicle, or did you stay with those outside? Because you said you wanted to talk to law enforcement, right?
Yeah, just to kind of like clear my name in case she brings me up and like
Sure.
my own version of the story. Hopefully she'll forget most of what happened.
So you absolutely did a fabulous job on that role. So like I said, that stays through to your whole assignment. But while you're here, while you're talking, you know, selling this story about, you know, you just being, wrong place, wrong time, being accosted by the guard. You know, you've got moments where you're sitting and waiting, and you see, you know, the lifeless bodies coming out of the zoo. You know, again, some customers, some tellers. You know, sure, the guards, you know, were probably on the take for Otto. The goose that you knocked out certainly was. You know, you don't get to be as tough as she certainly is or was. You know, without doing something that's probably a little shady. Seeing all of this, does that make you rethink any of your life, you know, here in Furton City and getting into this kind of dirty lifestyle?
I mean, yeah, definitely. Like, he was, as he's meandering home, it's kind of like mulling through his head, and he's kind of like counting how, like, yeah, we did this for Boomer, but now these other people got caught in the fray. Just because they don't happen to be in Scarborough doesn't mean that they're necessarily less than the people we've been sticking up for. Just because they're in a different part of town. You know, he's kind of melancholy as he's going back. He's probably gonna, whenever he gets back with everybody else, just kind of almost dismissively, he'll say something to the effect of, "Get that head bunnying out of my freezer." And then he'll, like, meander either to his couch or to his bedroom, one or the other, and just kind of like half zonk, you know, like grandpas do.
How about you, Sugar? You saw the carnage firsthand. You know, you felt the the fires, lick your skin, burn your clothes.
So all the people around you, fall victim to the same.
Things were bad, but is this worth continuing doing what it is that you're doing?
Sugar's pretty fucking pissed. I'm not really gonna talk. Like when the group comes back. Aside from we need to rethink how we do things. If there is another incident like this, I am done. I am fucking done. This was absolutely unnecessary. We need to stick to our goddamn jobs, and that's it.
So, we gonna talk about who lit the match?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
So as Boomer drops everybody off, and I mean that sincerely, drops everybody off, I'm going to drive out. And for Zookeeper's information, eventually I'll end up in a place where I can find Al Capone. But let this scene with everybody else please happen.
Sure. So what about Jonas? What's going through your head? You've got the highest killer instincts, but the most job oriented. How is this job affected you today?
I think what I'm mostly thinking is it didn't have to go down like this. And it so easily didn't have to go down like this. And so I'm putting all the pieces out on the table and looking at them, and I'm putting all the pieces of all of our previous missions out on the table and looking at them and thinking, where does it usually go wrong? And the math is coming up.
Hey, why is everyone looking at me like that? How was I supposed to know that paint is flammable? Nobody tells me anything. The gooses were running at us. Poor Tumbleweed. Poor Tumbleweed's the old man. He's getting beat up by Mother Goose. What was I supposed to do? Stop what?
Those questions, those what was I supposed to do? Those are digging the hole deeper for you.
Next time I will let them all jump on Tumbleweed and beat the snot out of him.
Maybe you should find a weapon that isn't fire.
Oh, well, I don't use fire. I use dynamite. This is different.
Or I don't know.
Boomer
maybe
uses
the safe cracker cracks the safe.
I did. I opened the safe. It was not my idea to use the paint bombs. That's all I'm saying.
Right. And Tumbleweed stands up. That was mine. And I was the one that y'all looked to take charge, and I didn't stop Rosa in the moment. This one's on me.
You know that's horseshit.
But it's not.
You know that's horseshit.
If y'all look to me to be a leader,
if you were gonna blow something up as your means of contributing to the team, then you have a responsibility to look up what the fuck is flammable. If you're gonna use a weapon, you need to know its dimensions, you need to know how it kills people, you need to know under what circumstances you are going to lose control of it. Learn your shit. Not you. You. Pointing at Rosa.
Rosa puts his hands in his pockets and kind of looks kind of sheepish. I will do better.
So
one last chance, because I agree with Sugar. If she's gone, I'm gone.
So with this conversation, is this just the four of you, or is shall we call them Team Red here as well?
I think we probably included them, to be honest, because they were part of the
At least a couple of them.
heist. At least Alejandro.
Yeah,
Like, the others
whoever
might-
was. Oh, and Carl, because they were inside and they helped clear out the vault.
My man Carl.
Yeah, and if you didn't watch Bobby's run through of Zoo Mafia, these are the player characters that we played during Bobby's Zookeeper session, and if our last April Fool's session was gonna be a part of this campaign, I wanted to have an impact, and therefore you guys chose not to fight the characters but bring them along. So now they're here as an extra team to add into Furton City. So while Alejandro kind of speaks up, the extra casualties are kind of a sad thing, but I mean, that's an unfortunateness of the business. Death is going to happen. If we walk around on eggshells, you can't really do all the things that you typically do.
Okay.
I don't know your crew, and I don't know how you normally run.
All right, let me illustrate this for you. Does anybody know how many unexpected fires we have had since we have started? Anybody got just an estimate number?
Every single time. Some of them have worked out.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're in double digits at this point. This is a pattern of behavior. This is not what happened tonight. This is what has happened every single night before now.
I can't say what's happened before. I mean, this is literally our first job with you guys.
What are
I'm
things
just
like
saying,
when you-
not all the fires are from me. Boomer is throwing the Molotov cocktails. setting
People
things-
think we're psychopaths.
God, we really seriously. We keep
cats
acting like this.
about
We're gonna end up in
people.
Otto's group.
Oh, we
Do you
can't
want
do
to end
that.
up stuck with Otto?
We cannot do that. Too many psychopaths together is really bad. I'm gonna start pouring tequila.
So Alejandro asks you, Rosa, do you have a gun?
Oh, this thing, yeah, but I'm terrible with it. I'm more likely to shoot myself than the person I'm trying to aim at. And he waves it around.
Well, it sounds like your team here is kind of had enough of the heat. So what if you stick to just making things open rather than blowing stuff up?
Every time I really do set out to do that, but things happen and then I have to respond to make sure that things go the right way and things don't get out of control, but then they always get out of control.
Maybe and I haven't really witnessed much more than a little bit of time in the Red Moon, but looks like Jonas here knows how to use a gun. Maybe he can train you.
Maybe.
If
Or
not,
if he just would
I
have shot
can-
those gooses and I wouldn't have had to do something.
You're muted, Robin.
No, apparently I it said I wasn't, but I was. We're gonna have to work on your trigger discipline. The first things first, before we ever even start, you just don't keep your feathery little finger on the trigger. Like, keep it off somewhere else until you're ready to use
He
it.
like physically takes his finger off of the trigger. Oh.
So while they're doing this, Tumbleweed is actually getting in this closet that just has a bunch of junk in it. He's going to retrieve a box and some old Christmas wrapping and a ribbon. And he is going to put the head from his freezer in the box and wrap it like a present. And he's going to do the ribbon in the identical way that the ribbon was done for all of those toasters, because this is a bank standard. And then he's going to say, y'all enjoy yourselves tonight. I need some fresh air. And he's going to take the box and he's going to walk his happy self to Bunny with this head.
So, Carl offers to go with you.
Sure.
Yeah. He, and we don't need to get into the specifics, but, he liked how you handled yourself against that goose, who, definitely was more than what she appeared, just based off of how you guys interacted, and you took her out before he could even get across the way and lend a hand. And while not everything you guys see eye to eye on, there's definitely some things that you've got some similarities to. So he gives you some fine conversation in that regards as you walk across town looking to find one Bunny Willow.
If you don't mind me role-playing that just tiddlywink,
Yeah.
Sure. I'll.
being Carl for the last game or whatever, but like, buddy, I was gonna jump in, but I saw you handing yourself with your cane. Shh, don't let them say an old flame isn't a hot one, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but hot doesn't always mean good.
Hey, man. Don't play yourself down, alright? I seen a lot of jobs go shit side up, but you came out of it with your crew.
So, I don't know if you know about this, Carl. I don't know how much you've heard from the others, but recently when we dealt with the cats and with this, and he kind of raises the present a little bit, we took out one of them that was twins with the other, and he left because he was done. The life finally got to him, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I got into this life knowing it was trouble. I'm not stupid. I'm not a foolish man, and I'm not a young man. I have the experience to know what I'm getting into, but my problem is I'm responsible for these others, and some of them have people they care about. I mean, Rose has got his abuela. As trigger happy and wild as he is, that matters, and that's worth something.
Of course.
Jonas has his husband, and they're wonderful together. They make each other better, and I don't want to hurt that. And the fact is, you're right. Sometimes stuff does go shit side up, and sometimes people get hurt that you don't intend. Like Rosa's abuela. I don't know, frankly, if Sugar intended on the people at her old bar to get hurt the way they did or not. And that's her business, but my concern is I don't want to bring harm on someone that wasn't expecting those consequences. I don't have a lot to live for. I'm going to be real. My true love, way back out west, my darling Clementine, she is gone. And I don't know where she is. I thought she was somewhere in the city, but you know what? At the end of the day, it's not happening. I lived my life. I made my choices. I worked for a corrupt banking system and got what I deserve. And now I'm trying to make my amends. But I don't want to drag others down if I'm going to sink. You know?
Carl, his eyes open up almost like he's gonna say something, but all he says is, "I know you'll figure it out." As we walk off to Bunny Malone.
So I think as the afternoon transitions into evening, and these two walk off to an unscheduled meeting with one Bunny Malone, I think we'll end it there to come back for a interesting finale to see how it all shapes up with this slightly expanded crew. So thanks for playing, thanks for watching. As always, check those links in the description below, and until next time, stay nerdy.
Nerdy.